Einstein said, "God does not play dice." And Bohr replied, "Einstein, stop telling God what to do." This brief exchange is a declaration that classical ways of thinking can no longer fully capture reality. In the face of a single electron that can be both a particle and a wave at the same time, the dichotomy of it is a particle or it is not a particle collapses. And later, this strange principle becomes the new common sense of science. In fact, the cracking of dichotomies has existed with humanity long before quantum mechanics. Philosophers and logicians already knew these limits long ago. Aristotle's law of the excluded middle goes like this. Jana is a student. Jana is not a student. One of these must be true, and it is impossible for them to be both true nor both false at the same time. The category of student is a concept that clearly divides into two. But let us consider a different case. Jana loves her son. Jana does not love her son. It is impossible for both statements to be true at the same time, but they can both be false at the same time. If Jana is indifferent to her son, then she loves him is false, and she does not love him is also false. If someone divides emotion strictly into the two boxes of love or not love, Jana may appear inconsistent, strange, or even unintelligent. But that is only because emotion is not structured dichotomically. Let us consider Hannah Arendt. To outsiders, she may have looked like someone who criticized Zionism. But in reality, both the supporters and the opponents of Zionism attacked her. From the beginning, she never wanted to belong to either side. Eichmann in Jerusalem is likely one of the most difficult books for humans to understand. Its complexity can, from one perspective, serve as a highly intellectual strategy. If you lack the ability and the will to understand my thinking, do not dare to refute it. But in reality, such a strategy does not work. Most people tried to force her into one of their dichotomous boxes. Arendt showed, with her entire being, that there are realms that dichotomy cannot contain. Still, it is hard to say that dichotomy itself is fundamentally wrong. In fact, dichotomy is another name for rationality. Human cognition cannot receive all information without distortion. We must interpret some parts of the world through the framework provided by other parts of the world. It is like how a person cannot stand without the ground beneath their feet. Dividing things into right or wrong is one of the most effective, simple and powerful tools we have. It is likely a tool that has survived from the birth of humanity until now. Postmodernism played the role of revealing how fragile that ground really was. But it did not offer a new ground to replace it. In the midst of that confusion, holding on to the old ground may be a noble human choice. Spectrum thinking is not a single horizontal line stretching left to right. Reality is closer to a high-dimensional hypercube composed of hundreds of axes. Economic liberalism, social progressivism, environmentalism, nationalism, techno-optimism, cultural conservatism, individualism, collectivism, and countless others. Humans can actually consider many of these axes at the same time. But when that complex structure is projected onto a two-dimensional surface, it becomes distorted into a simple left-right dichotomy. Einstein's statement, "God does not play dice," may look narrow-minded and outdated to some people. But is that really the truth? Just because something looks simple does not mean that the thinking behind it is simple.